And then this is the third and final map that I'll be going over today. We already did the fourth one we played this day. This is the last map we played this night before we went to bed. This is on Junkertown. This was a win, and this is against pretty much the same team. I think this is everyone. Everyone is the same as it was on the draw on Volskaya. And just purely based on that assumption, I'm standing here, trying to hear. The idea being here, I can explain this. The idea being, if they were to run a Bastion comp, just because I knew they were playing Sim before, there's no reason why they wouldn't play Bastion this time. Especially when we have this Orisa Sigma, we just set up right here. We shield right here and stop them from leaving this door. Don't even let them get on the point at all. That would be the idea there. Especially if they're trying to run a Bastion, because the best thing the Bastion could do is get on the point. Once he's on the point, then he gets most of his value. But they aren't running that. We don't hear the Bastion. I'm listening for the Bastion. I don't hear him. So we decide to back up instead. We just kind of set up back here. Because of, in normal circumstances on this point, the place you kind of want to hold is, if you very briefly can, try and hold a shield here. But there isn't really too much value to this. It's very easy for them to push you. This is where you want to hold, right here on this choke point. This gets the most value. Because this is a longer sightline. You're controlling both the mega health pack and the mini in there, and you have sightlines over the point. Their Junkrat plays aggro. We're kind of playing a bit far to his shield. One of the kind of important things, especially with the Orisa shield after the nerfs, that it only has 600 health, is trying to make it so that it is as small as possible. So the problem with it being where it is right here is it's completely available, right? You can shoot that whole shield, the whole surface area. Whereas if you were to put it here and have it intersecting with this wall, half of it is inside the wall here and can't be shot by them. We're still, you're still able to peek just as much as you are right now. You're still completely covered within that shield, but your shield surface area is much smaller, which means it's harder for them to get much value in shooting it because it's a smaller target now. But otherwise, they play the Junkrat. The Junkrat's over here on this right side, here to start with, and we're just kind of pressuring him, telling him to piss off. He goes back to his team, and we're just kind of throwing damage. Alternating shield as we should be. And let's see, our soldier's back, or no, this is our Junkrat. Our Junkrat and our soldier, yeah, they're both back here with our team, just throwing damage into their shields, and just trying to slow them down as much as possible. They're breaking our shields pretty well, and we're not getting too much value in the spam damage we're doing right now. So we just kind of back up, which is perfectly fine. It's this corner right here is just as good as the front corner we were holding up in front. So we just kind of hold up. We use our grasping thing to stop that. All right, so now their Winston jumps our backline. He should be kind of a big priority for us. Is this pretty easy to kill? Also, on top of that, somewhere over here, yeah, okay, the Junkrat's up on high ground. Rudy's up here. Cleans up that Junkrat, kills him while he's kind of just in the middle of nowhere. Really good cleanup on that. And then going and pressuring the supports. Monkey jumps back. We pull all the DPS, we pull them in here, and this should kill. This is a pretty good kill box to kind of stuff them. It's pretty hard for them to back out of here, and we have advantage on this now. We also have numbers on them. We killed their monkey. We killed their Moira. They've got a low Reinhardt and an Ana, and then soldier that's half health right here. He gets killed. We get pinned. We lose our Moira to that. Yeah, this is a bit far for the Moira to be standing, especially when the Orisa's standing back. This is just positioning the supports. If we, that's the wrong button. If we look at where the supports were set up right when that happened, let me get my pen. We had the Sigma was right here. Sigma was here, and he was shooting damage, especially just everywhere, kind of just trying to deal damage. Our Moira was right here, and our Lucio was right here. Our Orisa is all the way back here. Her shield is back here, but the Sigma shield is right here. So this is the area that is safe to play in, especially as the support. So you're not getting really... There's no reason for you to be up here taking damage. As a support, your main job is to keep yourself alive. Keeping yourself alive is the most powerful thing you can do as a character. And having ultimates as often as possible. We lose our Moira here, which means we have to back up now. And our Lucio is trapped now. I think he did get away though, which is fine. You clean up. We clean up there. We clean up their Ana. Their Junkrat's coming back. They switch to the Diva, and we have their Reinhardt stuck in this room back here. Which we noticed that, and we cleaned that up pretty quickly. So yeah. In this kind of situation, I think we're perfectly fine, especially now that they're down 3. Right? The only people they have here, they only have 3 right now. There's no reason why we can't take our Orisa shield and go right back. Not on the... We can... I mean, you could try and rotate to the high ground as well. There's nothing really stopping you from that. That's a pretty good spot to hold there, or up here, or on the underground down here. Any of those are really good options, but there's really no reason to... especially playing behind the payload, because now they have the payload. The payload has healing effect. It's not very much, but it is passive healing. It's like 10 health per second or whatever. Standing on the health pack. And we don't really need to give that up for free, especially right here. We have a good holding spot up in front. We can hold anywhere up in front where they have to push through us to get to that payload in the first place. Because if they're on the payload, then they have an advantage there now. They have better healing, and we have to make our positioning more valuable than that healing. So we kind of play here. We're just kind of playing on the payload. And then, yeah, we're just throwing peak damage. We've got the shield up now, and we can get right back up here. This is a good spot for the shield, but if you move it back a bit more, you can break the, or you can stop it from getting as much vision. The Reinhardt pins in, so he uses they're using all these abilities just to get in. Their soldier rotates around, gets our Ana or Moira about half, but then he backs out. And we go back to fighting on main. This is going well. We use a beat here. I think this is probably a bit early for the beat. We don't really get too much value out of this, because they have to push in anyways, and the beat just kind of tells them, wait a second before you push in. You can go ahead and you can stabilize where you are and then push in. That beat would be better used during the actual fight. Then they pop this tire up, and this tire's pretty big. It kills 3. So we lose 3 to that tire, which is unfortunate. So yeah, that would be the time to use the beat in response to the tire, which is a lot harder to do. You have to get the timing right on that, or he's just gonna wait it out. So we make the call that we wanted to recontest. There's not really too much value in recontesting here. We're probably just gonna die. So we lose our Moira, we lose our Sigma, we use this Graviton, or whatever the stupid thing's called. We use our Visor to try and clean up. This is actually, at this point, this is winnable. We lose our Lucio, which means we have no more heals. They have Moira for heals. They have Ryan Shield. They have both their tanks on point as well. My question, real quick, is Soldier. Yeah, you do have your healing pad. I understand what you're trying to do, and you're trying to flank around this Ryan Shield. But probably the better play at this point is to be back with your Orisa and just put your little healing pad down here and keep the Orisa going. Because the Reinhardt still has to push into you, and if anything, when the Reinhardt pushes into you on your healing pad, you're getting healed. He has to put a shield down to swing his hammer at you, or the Diva's going to just be poking at you. And keeping your Orisa alive. And really, especially at this point in time in the fight, the goal here is not to clean up the fight. You don't have to win the fight, just like the 2v3 kind of thing. All you really have to do is give enough time that our Moira gets back on point, that our Sigma gets back at point, that our Lucio and our Junkrat can respawn and get back on point. All you really want to do here is waste time. And that's what you run back here, but you still have the healing pad. You didn't put the healing pad down, which is a pretty important ability in Soldier's kit. You get a lot of value out of just sustaining a fight with even just your little healing pad. So we just kind of try and stall it as long as we can, take as much time off we can, and they cap first point. So we set up high ground. We keep the same composition, they keep the same composition. As far as ultimates go, they have much more ultimates than us now. We wasted a lot of ultimates to try and win that fight, and we didn't end up losing. So they have 4 ultimates ready right now. We have 2 and are less than halfway on the other 4. So we just kind of set up here. And this was a much cleaner hold by us. This was very good. So we lose our Soldier pretty early. Just do a bunch of spam, which is you have to be a bit more mindful of kind of the damage they're putting. But we're grouping up now here. We go to shield. The Moira ult killed our Lucio, so now we're down We're down our Lucio support. We go to the Steva. We pop the tire. The tire is good. This is a good use of tire. This is the time we did it. We coordinated this as well. His team is aware of what was going on. We go to use tire on point. He gets 2 off the tire, which is really big. And now we're fighting on point. They use shatter. Oh, he whiffed the shatter on the stairs. Okay, that's why he got nothing out of it. We lose our Sigma to that, but we have still the tire killing 2. We're on point. Their Diva's low. Their Reinhardt's nanoed, and their Ana's very low. That was the target called. Soldier goes right around, rotates, kills the Ana. That's perfect. And then we're just kind of contesting the point now. The Orisa and the Junkrat, the Reinhardt gets pushed forward. He dies to the Junkrat spam, and we set back up. Their Junkrat now pushes, and that was a beautiful shot. Just tapped them. All right. So now we go back to the main kind of focus here. Holding up here as Orisa doesn't really get us too much value. Being on the high ground is much better for us, and you recognize that and you rotate pretty early. So we're going back to high ground, and keeping ourselves in the same high ground position as we were before, pressuring the Junkrat out, making him back up. At this point, there's no reason for the Lucio not to be up on high ground as well. Lucio should be up here with his team, not down here. I don't think it, especially pushing that far forward, that's very dangerous. You can get CC'd from that distance. Doesn't really matter because it's not like they're running a Roadhog or something, but if they were, it'd be very easy for you to die there. So we're kind of all holding up here. And the Moira ult. The Moira ult's fine. It's a perfectly good time to use it. We use the Sigma hand to pick up as much of the Soldier ult as we can, and we just kind of shield it off, and he gets pretty much no value out of that. We use another pull. Pull people out. The Soldier's just kind of here. Shield's going low. We recognize that, and we start to back up. The Orisa moves forward to put her shield up instead. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a better shield placement of the Orisa. Because if you see, there's all this part on the side here that is back here. All this is all Orisa shield that, you know, it's just a hitbox that doesn't exist for the enemies. And we still have just as much space to stand right here. And even we can move it over to the right a little bit from here, and we can put it like so like it's like that or whatever. So we get more of it inside that doesn't take damage. That means that it just means they have to be more accurate with their spam damage. Which ultimately means your shield will live longer. So stop the fire strike from doing much damage. We're up here. There's a Junkrat 1v1 going on over here. Their Junkrat pushes up on our Junkrat. But it looks like this is probably gonna be over pretty quickly. Yeah, you're doing really well in the Junkrat, kind of just owning every other Junkrat. So their Diva uses her boosters to walk about 3 feet, gets on point, and we're just kind of spamming from up high ground still. And at this point now we have the Junkrat who can be back here, throwing the mines into the pole, and just throwing damage into the backside of the enemy team. And we have tire. This is a big tire. So this is a really big opportunity for good tire. You get the Soldier out of it. Their Diva and their Reinhardt are okay. Yeah, they're staggered now. They've got a very split team, and they should all be pretty quick to die to this. We get their Diva out of max. We get the Reinhardt dead, and it's just baby Diva now. Yeah. So we just regroup. Get set up for the next fight. We lose our Orisa to spam. It's alright. So we're just kind of setting up. We should have plenty of time to reset. We get walled. They start pushing the point. We just kind of set up. They play very split here as well. This kind of is a throw by them because their Reinhardt basically takes himself out of the fight and lets our Orisa group up. If the plan was to set up here, this is a perfectly fine shield. But the fact that you put it down and you're very indecisive about where you wanted to set up is kind of the. It doesn't really matter. The fight's already won at this point, and their Reinhardt is sneaking up around us from behind. We use Bongo, which okay. If we were gonna use Bongo, if you were gonna use Bongoing up from back here, put the Bongo right up here behind the shield. This would be a good spot to use the shield or to use the Bongo because it still has range. It can reach really far. We use a Soldier to the pin, the Reinhardt. And we're playing back on point. We lose Lucio. All right, we get a beat. The Reinhardt pushes forward. He has Shatter. We clean that up though. And we have Bongo still. Go ahead and block that damage. Keep our Bongo up. And it's just their Moira left. We clean that up. Their Junkrat uses tire? Where did that even come from? Oh, he's over here. Are we aware of that, or do we not know? Okay, we're gonna lose our Junkrat to the tire. Probably, yeah, it's just gonna be a solo ult. It's kind of lame that he would do that, but whatever. He's just trying to contest on point. Their Mei is here, frozen on point. She puts her wall up. So we fight the Mei. The Mei has no abilities, so she should die here. She does. Risa's low, she's antied. She dies. We use a Sigma ult. Pull them all up. The Moira fades out of it. The Rhine and the Ana are half now because of that. We drop down, and we pop Visor. Visor should clean this up pretty quickly. They use Diva Bomb. We're all able to get out of the way of that. He gets no value out of it. We play forward on point. There's just a Diva behind us, and their Moira who uses ult now on point. We lose our Moira to that. It's okay, we still have 3 on point, they have 3 on point. Their Diva's also very low. I think the Sigma's at half and Junkrat's full. Lucio's just here contesting point. This is, especially in a stall kind of comp like this, we just kind of get as much time out as possible. There's nothing wrong with this, just know your limits kind of thing. You're pretty low now. You should be backing up, but the Orisa gets back in time, so you get shielded, you're perfectly fine. A huge mine. Kills 2 of their Moira uses Fade on point. Their Mei is frozen right now. She uses her wall. We just try to cut us off a little bit, but she doesn't really get too much value out of it. They lose their Moira. Their Mei's very low, and their Reinhardt and their Ana are back on point. Our Orisa gets pinned by the Reinhardt here. The shield blocks him off completely from getting heals from the Ana. We pop our tire. Our tire kills the Mei. We kill their Reinhardt, and we win. First point. We held them in second point, halfway through second point. Okay. So now comes to our attack on this point. Oh, it's too far. Ready for battle. So their Junkrat just kind of puts a trap up on the front door. We don't really mind.
Stupidity is not a right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers.
So we go forward, we get trapped, but I think you probably do it in a second here. If you didn't know, if you fortify as Orisa, you can walk right out of the trap. Trap doesn't last that long anyways. Doesn't really get much value out of it. They're running the sim again. They have sim turrets on the point. There we go. And then this happens again with this Junkrat. You're gonna peek around here. And you're probably gonna see him. So we're gonna watch this first, and then we're gonna, yeah, because he's already low as well. So you turn this corner. Don't know if you're even aware of him being there. Kind of seemed like he surprised you, but you hit him. He hits you. He hits you again, or actually he misses that time. He hits the bomb on you, or you hit the bomb on him, and you hit the mine. And use that to jump back over on top of the high ground. Now I want to watch the tank fight as that's happening. Alright, so the tank fight here is the Reinhardt pins in. Lucio was playing forward there, but it's alright. You back up in time for it to really make much difference. And then the Moira chases. I don't really like either of these positionings on the supports. Talk about the Lucio first. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. Let's talk about the Lucio first. This is just too far forward. The shield is over here. You should be back here. You should be back here, behind the tanks, or maybe up here with the soldier would also be acceptable. And then I don't like this Moira positioning here. Yeah, the Reinhardt's all by himself over here, and it should be pretty easy to kill him. But the fact that no one turned around for you, and there's also still a monkey on point, no one is going to turn around for him yet. It just kind of puts you in a risky position, and especially I think you used your fade to get there, didn't you? Let me check. Yeah, you still have your fade. Okay, so you are fine technically. If you get pressured, you're just gonna fly away. So it doesn't matter too much, but chasing kills like that doesn't really matter too much. You are support. Don't need to be melting the Reinhardt very slowly. Their monkey jumps in again. Their Reinhardt's at half. He starts getting healed. And then the goal here is to kill their monkey. We put a shield, forward shield compared to their monkey bubble. So their monkey's not kind of cut off from his heals. We kill the monkey. We kill the Symmetra, and then the Reinhardt pins in. Our soldier gets stepped on high ground, but the Ana is playing forward. This is a really bad positioning on their Ana. She's very much in the front lines, kind of going to get shot in a second. So we just kind of run this over. They only have the Reinhardt and their supports left now, so they're going to die for that. So the Moira's over here on the left side. She dies. Reinhardt does the pin. He doesn't make the distance. Falls off the map. So yeah, so their Sim comes back. She's throwing turrets. Trying to take care of that. We kill the Sim. The Junkert's back. He's dead. Yeah, not really too much more to this fight. This was just an overall good fight for us. We get this Ana. Notice she's out of position here. We chase her. And she dies. Junkrat's back up here, just kind of spamming from the high ground. Their Moira's underneath us, ulting for whatever reason. That was a big throw. We should protect our Moira there. We do. We pull forward. Just getting as much value as we can. Getting as much distance as we can while we have the advantage. They're down their Moira still. She's on her way back. Oh, they're down both their supports right now. Yeah, so we're just getting payload push, and we probably should have even gone more aggro on this. Their Junker's just up here on the high ground, not really getting too much value out of what he's doing. We pull them up, we kill the Sim, kill the Orisa, and we don't kill the Orisa yet. We kill the Reinhardt first. We get our Moira out. We use beat. That's a good use of beat there. Keeps us sustained in this fight. Moira plays forward, dies, and Ana gets up the point, and we win. That was the last game of the day, and it definitely kind of showed we were getting much more familiar with a lot of more important things, especially the positioning on the supports, which was kind of the biggest change we had made as a team, was changing who was playing supports. So this is a much shorter one than the other two. It was pretty quick. And that's all the VODs we have for today to do.